Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
I am Lori Smith. I am a practitioner here, and I am your MC today. And it is my pleasure to welcome you to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living in our beautiful community of Apple Valley. And welcome to those who are online. Because the health and safety of our community is our highest priority, we are requiring you to wear masks at all times in the building, unless you are speaking here at the platform. We will have great music today with Cruz, our music director. However, we will not have congregational music singing at this time. Some songs in your program may have changed. You may just want to hum, but we do encourage standing and clapping. And now Chris will open with I Release and I Let Go.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say: I release and I let go, and let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Woo, thank you. We are an all-inclusive center of love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique expression of the one Spirit in all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles to support our core values of love, healing, spiritual growth, oneness, abundance, service, and diversity. Welcome home. Is there anyone here for the first time? If you are, please raise your hand. Yes, and we have our guest minister and his wife, Raina, and thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. And I hope you'll get a welcome packet. We'll make sure you get one of those. And there's a coupon in there for the gift store.
Cool.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Great. Glad to have you here. Let's see. We're having a class coming up, and it's going to be a Zoom class, and the flyers are out there on the table. So it's going to be on 5 Mondays, starting September 25th, ending October 25th. That's 5 weeks, and it starts at 6 p.m. to 8:30, and that will be the class will be given by Reverend Sharon Hudson, and I will be assisting in that class. This is an accredited class, which means that if you are on track to becoming a practitioner or a board member, this class counts as one of your required classes. The sign-up sheet is in the garden room. Reverend Sharon will be here alive for the first class, so we'll be having it in the fellowship hall. And we hope to do Zoom from the fellowship hall for the future classes for those who need it, who are having difficulty doing Zoom classes, and I will be assisting with that. Okay. So please sign in the garden room. Announcements: you are invited to join every Sunday before service at 9:30 for a beautiful 15-minute meditation led by our practitioner of the day. Chris is teaching Tai Chi here at the center on Tuesdays at 11:30, from 11:30 to 12:30 in this sanctuary here. This is currently at a love offering basis. Chris has been teaching Tai Chi for over 30 years. Chris, can you please say a few words about your class?
I invite everybody to come in and check it out. It's very not strenuous. It's just movement and breathing, and it's very calming, very good for your psyche and for your body, keeping you flexible. Come on down and try it.
Thank you, Chris. I look forward to that. Our women's group, the Sister Circle, led by Reverend Karen Mitchell, gathers on Zoom every 2 weeks. Our next meeting will be on Saturday, September 11th at 11:30. Contact Reverend Karen or myself if you'd like to participate. There will be a song bath with Tamara from Reiki Radiance scheduled for Friday, September 24th at 7 p.m. The entry fee is $20 per person, and there is an information and sign-up sheet in the garden room just outside the door here. Or you can check with the office and have them sign you up there. Space is limited to 15 people, so make sure you sign up soon. And again, that's Friday, September 24th at 7 p.m. Tickets for the duck race fundraiser are with Joan, and it's ending today, so please be sure to get your tickets with Joan. It's a 50-50 between Victor Valley Community Services and ourselves. So for your $10 ticket, we get $5 for the center. Isn't that great? And the winner of the duck race, bless you, the winner of the duck race earns $1,000. That'd be great. Woohoo! Our office hours are Monday and Tuesday, 9 to 1, Wednesday, 9 to 12, and Thursday, 10 to 3. Every Sunday, we share the vision of our new minister. We ask you to hold this vision with us throughout the week. Our vision is to be a dynamic teaching center where we learn to experience the Spirit within us and to express our fullest potential in life. Our new minister is comfortable with shared leadership, accessible to our community, has humor and tact, and is kind. Our new minister is intelligent, a fine teacher of science of mind, an inspired speaker, and feeds us spiritually. Our new minister lives the science of mind with integrity, has a consciousness of abundance, is authentic and unbiased. Our new minister is enthusiastic, all while being emotionally mature, committed, and connected to our community, and wise in all their affairs. And now I'd like to invite our practitioner, Frank Sinclair.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, Apple Valley. I'd like if you please join me in reading Dr. Ernest Holmes' Promises together. It's on the front of your program here. If you will join me, please. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. I invite you now to tune into your own divine nature as Cruz shares the music. I am remembering who I am.
I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering.
That was just beautiful. Always brings great peace to my heart. If you will now join me, please, in reading our community affirmation. And I'll find it here in a second. It's in your program. On the inside page, I believe, left side. If you will join me, please. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent God. I believe that the Spirit expresses through me and is a unity of all life. I believe that all thought is created, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. Okay, we'll now have a 2-minute meditation on the prayer Ho'oponopono. The prayer uses 4 words. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. This is a powerful forgiveness practice which you can use in your everyday life. Even if you feel there is no one in your past or present that needs to be forgiven, you can use this prayer to help yourself to clear your own way of any judgments or negativity ideas about yourself and others. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are responsible for what we see. Healing ourselves will heal the world. I love you.
almost don't want to come back from that. It's beautiful. Thank you. If you will please now join me in reading together our affirmation of the day. It is located on the blue folder inside. Reprogram on the back of the page. We will speak this 3 times. If you will join me, please, with our affirmation. I open up to new experiences and new ways to express my true self. I open up to new experiences and new ways to express myself. I open mine to new experiences and new ways to express my true self. It is now time for our ceremony of lighting the flames of faith. I'll be joined by Reverend Cruz. We perform this ceremony on each Sunday to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic tradition, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, embracing the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the last candle, the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. And so it is. If you will join me in prayer, please. As we turn inward now, to that place of Holy of Holies within ourselves, to that place where you recognize your own divine spiritual self, for we are sparks from a divine fire. And as you move into this place in your mind and emotion, be at peace. Allow Spirit to influence your life consciously as well as unconsciously. Allow Spirit to speak to you as you listen, for you are a light in this world. You are Spirit's heart, Spirit's hands, Spirit's talk, Spirit's emotions, Spirit's feet for walking. You are a personal representative of the divine fire, the divine presence. In this, you are very much like a light bulb. You allow Spirit to shine brightly through you. You do not chase the shadows of the world. You do not have to engage them emotionally, except in a way of spreading the healing light. This is without effort on your part other than being aware that you are a light bulb and allowing Spirit to shine through, allowing Spirit to ground you so that you are not tossed by the waves of the everyday world. And from this position, we move forward into this often chaotic world, being a light and a representative for Spirit, of love, compassion, wisdom. And recognizing this, we are at peace, we are grounded. For we know that all that we do in this world brings more Spirit into visible manifestation. And so it is, and so we are. Amen. I think you have some music for us.
Today's special song is called The Best Day of My Life. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back, oh, never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. And then the sun came crashing in. Oh, 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 oh. But all the possibilities, no limits, just epiphanies. Oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Oh, never gonna give it up. No, just don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Be the best day of my life, my life. I hear it calling outside my window. I feel it in my soul. Stars are burning so bright. Sun was out till midnight. I say we lose control. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. Everything is looking up, everybody up now. This is gonna be the best day of my life, my life.
We have a guest minister speaking today, and his name is Reverend David Allen Cruz, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. Reverend David Allen Cruz, CHT, religious science practitioner, EFT, ADF, and LMNOP, QRST, UVM, and all of the above. Studied ministry under Reverend Dr. James Mellon with Reverend Karen Mitchell. Co-founder of Spirit Uncensored with Reverend Karen Frost. Certified hypnotherapist with 18 years of steady practice with a few not so steady years of practice. He's been a singer, actor, dancer, fitness trainer, HS teacher, shoe salesman, carpet layer, construction worker, paper boy, milkman, and if he wasn't so crazy, he'd amount to something. He's sung on cruise ships, casinos, theater stages, and in honky-tonk bars and people's backyards. He was a single dad for 18 months of an 18-month-old boy, but now he's not single anymore, and he has a son of now 40 years old. He is married to Dr. Neda Caballero Ricardo, lives in a beautiful home in the Burbank Hills, which he shares with Neda. Hummingbirds, ravens, mockingbirds, bobcats, deer, coyote, and the occasional mountain lion. He recognizes his life as a living miracle. He is a demonstration of the power of the mind. Please welcome Reverend David Allen Cruz.
Thank you, Lori. Hello, High Desert. Welcome to the best day ever. Chris, that song couldn't have been better because this is actually the best day ever. Why? Because it's the day. It's the day we've got. This is my day. This is the day that I get to be alive. I get to create this day the way I want to experience it. And guess what? I get to share this day with y'all. It's the best day ever. And it's so cool. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Brandy, for being so helpful in getting all of this rolled around. Thank you, Frank, for a really beautiful meditation this morning. I greatly appreciate that. And, oh my gosh, where is she? Marina. Yes, there you are. Yeah, obviously, y'all know this, but since I got here, it's like, I don't have to do a thing. Marina's taking care of all of it. So we decided, Marina, we're talking, and we decided that she gets to have at least 1 foot massage a month. Y'all gotta do that for her. Thank you. Yes, I am. I'm going to use the title, Reverend David Allen Cruz. And I want to thank Reverend Karen Mitchell for inviting me out here. Now, as was said, Karen and I went through practitioner training and ministerial training together. That were some of the most, and we did it under the gentle tutelage of Reverend Dr. James Mellon. And I got to tell you, that was some of the most challenging, intellectual, spiritual, emotional years of my life, and I loved every moment of it. It was not easy by any means, but wow, what an experience. And so, the thing is, as soon as I get my notes back up here, this is not a thing that I do on a regular basis. This is rather relatively unusual for me because I am not a public speaker as a rule, and I'm not a pulpit minister. I'm not even standing on the pulpit. I am a minister, but my ministry is usually practiced through my practice as a hypnotherapist. I see clients privately and incorporate the spiritual principles of science of mind in the work that I do as a hypnotherapist, as I work with my clients. Yes, I'm a hypnotist, but don't y'all worry because I won't do that voodoo that I do on y'all. Unless I do. So if you happen to notice that you're feeling a little drowsy, a little sleepy, kind of daydreaming along the way, it's not that I'm boring you, it's that I'm hypnotizing you, okay? So, I do want to confess that I should turn this on. Marina's going, turn the thing on, turn it on. There we go. So, I was not the brightest bulb on the ministerial Christmas tree. I'm going to confess that to you. You know who was? Oh, by the way, this is the title of my talk, Reaching Higher. You know who was the brightest bulb? Yeah. She really, in fact, she was more like the star on the top of the Christmas tree, or maybe an angel. Because Reverend Karen was always so clear, always had an understanding, was always able to not only understand, but to clarify and to explain so easily, so in depth, so beautifully the principles of science of mind. It was such a pleasure to be working with her, studying with her, learning from her. And that's not even to mention her talent as a singer-songwriter. She has written some of the most beautiful spiritual songs in the New Thought movement. I don't know how often y'all get to hear her, but she's an amazing singer. And by the way, and lest you think that I know she's going to be watching this, maybe she's watching it now, lest you think I'm just buttering up Reverend Karen so that she might invite me back to sing with her. I am. Absolutely. But Reverend Karen was only one of several wonderful, amazing people that I got to work with, got to study with during the practitioner and ministerial training. For example, Reverend Ellen Contente. Has she spoken here? She is an in-demand speaker now across the country. She goes all over the place to speak. She's an amazing speaker, beautiful, beautiful person. I do hope that she'll be able to come up and speak for y'all at some point. She is reaching higher, just like Reverend Karen. And once again, the title of my talk is Reaching Higher. Reverend Karen Mitchell reaches higher. Reverend Ellen Contente reaches higher. This was. I'll get this figured out. See? There we go. Now, Reverend Dr. Aaron Haskell. Yes, that one was also in the class. And she's doing some amazing stuff online with her Society and with her morning talk show, Good Morning La La Land. Reverend Aaron reaches higher. This lovely lady, Reverend Karen Frost, has spoken here.
She did.
Reverend Karen Frost is an amazing mind, and I've had the privilege of co-founding Spirit Uncensored with Reverend Karen, which is now, since the pandemic, doing services, classes, and meetings online. Reverend Karen reaches higher. And throughout all of that, and those are just a few of the brilliant minds that I got to work with while I was studying science of mind and going through my practitioner ministerial training. And through all of that, through every part of it, through all of the ups and downs, there was this one other person that made it so valuable and so helpful to me. That beautiful creature. And that is my wife, Dr. Neda Carvalho. There's a whole book there, and I'm not even kidding you. The story of this amazing woman's life is astounding, and I invite you to speak with her. She is the creator and the CEO of her own company that sells vitamins and supplements, having 10 stores in the general Los Angeles area, plus a place where my office is located called Happy and Relax, which is located in Burbank. And she's Cuban. Came from Cuba, went to Spain, went from Spain to New Jersey, started the whole story there, and then transferred her entire operation over to California, and now is prospering here in California. And guess what? I get to share her life. How blessed am I? So these are just some of the examples of people who are reaching higher, because my wife Neda is always reaching higher. By the way, if anyone should be a minister, she has a deeper more natural understanding of the principles of science of mind than anyone that I've ever met. So, my whole journey through science of mind, becoming a practitioner, becoming a minister, was my way of reaching higher. But what the heck does that mean? When we say reaching higher, what exactly does that mean? Because the fact of the matter is, to the universe, there's no such thing as higher. There's no such thing as deeper. The higher you reach, the deeper you go. The deeper you reach, the higher you go. So what do we mean when we're saying reach higher? Well, I believe that in science of mind terms, reaching higher is reaching a higher consciousness. It's getting to know who I am, the truth of who I am, and why. And once I get to know the truth of who I am and the why of it, I get to move forward. I get to reach higher. So, let me introduce a basic science of mind principle. Something that you all know, but I'm going to, gotta tell you, I love this stuff. I get excited about this stuff. This is the kind of stuff that gets me going every day, because everything about this philosophy, everything about this concept of science of mind actually works. And it works on a daily basis. And when you get a sense of it, and you start to apply it every day in your life, life becomes this astounding and amazing experience. So let's start with one of the basic principles. I am a spiritual being living in a spiritual universe governed by my use of the law of cause and effect. I am a spiritual being living in a spiritual universe governed by my use of the law of cause and effect. Sometimes that word spiritual kind of gets people a little weird. Like spiritual, religion. Ooh. And so when I'm working with my clients, I share this with them. When I'm working with my clients, I say, okay, fine, I get that. But what if we switched a little word here? What if we, instead of spirit or spiritual, we use the word energy? I am an energetic being, living in an energetic universe governed by my use of the law of cause and effect. Because that's the truth. It's all energy. It's always energy working, manifesting, becoming, moving in dynamic form. That's what it is. That's what we are. That's what I am. That's what makes this day the best day ever. Moving the energy of life. Recognizing that the energy is the spiritual essence of I am. But the law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. Sounds great. What does it mean? One of the things that I do with my clients is always help to break it down. Let's make a basic understanding so that we can know how to use this thing. So the law of the cause and effect means the creative process. Meaning that I am part of, the universe is always in the process of creating. That which is God is always in the process of creating. That's what it does. Never stopping, always manifesting, always getting the energy, putting it together and creating something new. And I am that. And I am a new being today because I'm not the same being that I was yesterday. And always this creative process is moving. Always this creative process is happening. That is the law of cause and effect. And when I recognize that and I make use of that, I am in control of the creative process to the degree that I can. Because I am also the mental equivalent. The mental equivalent. Meaning that whatever my mind focuses on, whatever I'm paying attention to, whatever is in my consciousness at any given moment is my reality. What am I focused on? Ernest Holmes says that life is a mirror reflecting back to the thinker that which he thinks into it. Think about that. That's what's going on at all times. That's what's happening right now for y'all as you're observing me. Each of you individually creating your own interpretation of what it is that I'm saying. Creating your own response or your reaction to how you feel about what I'm saying. And as I'm standing here looking at you all, looking at your beautiful partial faces, I too get to experience this as my mind interprets it. I am mentally equivalent. And the law of cause and effect is the law of attraction. Recognizing that energy vibrates, and energy, as energy vibrates, it attracts like energy. The energy that vibrates to that frequency. So, as I understand the law of attraction, then what I'm doing is focusing on and attracting more of the energy that I'm vibrating. The question is, what's the quality of that energy? How am I vibrating today? I don't know about y'all, I'm having fun today. So, once we understand these principles, then we get into the next, and for me, this is the basic element of the work that I do with my clients. As they come into my office and sit in my chair, I start from the very first session, which is what we call a consultation. And I promise them, you're going to hear me say this a lot. You are the creator, I am the creator of my reality. I am the creator of my reality. Now, a lot of my clients, about 95% of my clients are Latinos, and about 95% of them are coming from a Catholic background. I say that I am the creator of my reality, and they go, right? Because the creator is that guy out there. We're going to talk about that. But as I start helping them understand what that actually means, that I am the creator of my reality, they start to understand that what I am saying is, as the creator of my reality, I'm no longer the victim of anything or anyone other than perhaps my own mind. That I am 100% responsible for everything that occurs in my life. And they go, whew, that's another one that gets people to shake up. Because when we think of the word responsible, it's like, responsible. I got a responsibility here and a responsibility here, and I'm full of responsibilities, and now you're telling me I'm responsible for everything? Yeah, pretty much. But we forget what the word responsible actually means. It's a compound word. It's response-able. It's not a burden, it's a liberation, it's an empowerment. I am able to respond to anything that occurs in my life. I have the ability to respond to anything that occurs in my life. And when is it happening? Right now, because life can only happen now. Today is the best day ever. So, when I know that I'm the creator of my reality, I start to recognize that reality is perception. That's all it is. That's it. I ask my clients sometimes, what is reality? And they, well, it's, you believe that, and you see this, and it's what's really happening, and you're paying the bills, and you're having to do that, and you start writing this whole book on what they think reality is, and I say, stop. I'll tell you with one word. Reality is perception. That's pretty much all it is. As you perceive any given moment, as you interpret that moment, as you understand that moment, that becomes your reality. Take a breath, please. That's how you're creating reality. By having your interpretation of it. By recognizing. Now, when we start recognizing that my perception is my creation, and I'm creating my reality through my perception, guess what I get to do? I get to change my perception at any place along the way. And by changing my perception, I'm changing my reality. When I change my perception, I change my reality. Take a moment, think about something that's going on. I was just working with a client just yesterday whose perception of certain members of her family create tension and anxiety within her because she doesn't like what they're doing. She doesn't like the way they think or what they want to do or what their way of expressing is. And she feels tension and she's unhappy and she's tight and she's uncomfortable. And she comes to me and saying, I'm so full of anxiety because that's only part of it. And as we start to discuss this, as we start giving her the options of looking at all of that in a slightly different way, as we just do a little tweak of her perception, she starts to feel relieved. Breathe, please. And notice that calmness. Notice that lovely feeling that goes on whenever you breathe. Breathing is a big part of my work as a hypnotherapist. Helping people learn to take control, to be the creator of their reality, and thereby being able to change the perception, and by doing that, change the reality. Several years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, my wife and I had the distinct pleasure of being in Rome and going through the Sistine Chapel. How many of y'all have been to the Sistine Chapel? Amazing, right? And by the way, Sistine Chapel is a whole yoga exercise. Once you get inside, you're not, you're like, and it's not like you're just looking at, well, I mean, it's a whole ceiling. It's like, by the time you're walking out, you're going, oh. And right in the middle. Can anyone name that painting? Anyone? Little test here. Can anyone know the actual name of that painting? Creation? That's what I've always called it, but it's actually, that's only part of the name. It's the creation of Adam. The creation of Adam. But most people know it as the creation and or the creation of man, right? The creation of humanity, because we want to be gender non-specific here. Creation of humanity. Whenever I look at that, I can do a whole stand-up routine on it. I mean, check it out. I mean, really? Really? Look, I mean, why is he wearing a tunic? I mean, that's, well, we know why, because Michelangelo was told by the Pope, you got to cover him up, right? That's pretty much it. Can't have God naked. And check out, so his right arm is reached out over here, right, and that thing, but look where his left arm is. In my barrio where I come from, that would be my ruca. I said my ruca. Y'all would call her girlfriend. But check out what she's doing. She's a little bit over here. Look, that Adam dude, man, check him out. Or she also may be noticing that Adam is not going to be a porn star anytime soon. It's okay, neither am I. So many other things going on in that painting. But most of us perceive the painting as God creating man. And I grew up Catholic, so yeah, man, God creating man. That guy up there, that bearded guy, buff, bearded guy, was doing that and created us, me. Accepted that for years. Until that time came, that I bet you most of y'all went through, when you're looking at some of these ideas and going, it doesn't really work that well for me anymore. And I went through that rebellious period. I went through that period of rejection. No! And I started looking at that painting and I'm going, you know what? I don't think that's God creating man. I think that's man creating God.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Huh? Some people's heads explode when I tell them that. Man creating God. That in my mind it was, we as human beings felt so confused and helpless and weak and scared. We needed to have some kind of thing to reach out to, and so we imagined and created this thing called God, and therefore we created religion, and we created all of the stuff that we experience most of our lives that guide our lives, even if we're not particularly religious. Texas. So, I was pretty proud of myself. Right? Felt pretty good about myself. I was like, yeah, man, I thought my way out of that trap. It's not God creating man, it's man creating God. And then SOM came along, science of mind. Because science of mind says, don't reject, don't resist, understand, look into, recognize what's actually being said. See what the truth is in that message. Okay. And so I looked. And hello? That's right now. There we go. So I looked. The space. Notice that the fingers don't actually touch. They're not connected this way. There's a space. And that's the secret. Very subtle, very quiet, and extremely powerful, because that space is the consciousness. That is the energy of creation. And it's not God creating man, and it's not man creating God. It's consciousness creating man and God simultaneously. And that's the principle of science of mind. I am that which creates my reality today. It's the best day ever. That's how I reach higher. So I get now to look at that and appreciate the beauty of it, the magnificence of it, the deep understanding of it that I think, in my mind, Michelangelo was actually experiencing as he was painting the Sistine Chapel. Yes, he had the specifications that the Pope required. He had to stay within certain limits if he wanted to stay alive, required by the church. But I think he was sending us very, very quiet messages in there. Not to mention a lot of humor if you really want to look at it. So, this is a question that I ask my clients to think about and to learn and to practice. What can I do to create more peace, more love, and more happiness for myself and for those around me? This is, think about this. Take a moment. Just take a moment. If you want to keep your eyes open, fine. You want to close your eyes. Think about what would happen in your world if you ask this question wherever you were at any given moment. What can I do to create more peace, more love, and more happiness for myself and for those around me? Right here, right now, at this moment. How would that affect my relationships? How would that affect my business? How would that affect my time in traffic? How would that affect my acceptance or resistance of 110-degree weather? How does that help me to accept myself? What can I do? That first part is a question in itself. What can I do? And within that question is the declaration, the understanding. I can do something. And I have all of this possibility available to me at any given time. What can I do to create? I am the creator of my reality. Always create. And by the way, we can never not be that. Think about that. You can never not be the creator of your reality. You're always doing it. Always doing it. Here's the difference. Many of us, unfortunately, are doing it unconsciously. We're creating, but we're doing it unconsciously. We're doing it by rote, we're doing it by habit, we're doing it by whatever we've been taught, whatever our programming is. And by the way, a lot of people ask me, what do you actually do as a hypnotist? Most of what I do is dehypnotize people. That's really most of my work. Dehypnotizing people. And that is one of the fundamental elements of science of mind. To dehypnotize us so that we can see the truth of who we are. I am the creator of my reality. And I get to create more peace, more love, and more happiness. Why more? Because using that simple adjective before those nouns, more peace, more love, and more happiness, helps me to remember I already have peace. I already have love. I already have happiness right here and right now. It exists for me. In any given day, I experience peace, love, and happiness. And guess what? I get to have more. Because I live in a limitless, infinite universe, ever expanding, ever growing. And can you even imagine too much peace, too much love, and too much happiness? That's impossible. I get to have more and more and more. And I get to enjoy it for myself. Because if I'm the creator of my reality, who am I creating for? And people hear that part as, ain't that selfish? Yeah. Yes, it is. But it's what I call spiritual selfishness as opposed to egoic selfishness. It's a recognition that I'm always creating for myself. And in the doing, I get to radiate. That song is so beautiful. Frank, your message this morning in that meditation, being the light. I get to radiate. I get to be the light that brings the consciousness of more peace, more love, and more happiness into my world. But it starts with me. So, I know where I'm at. So, here are the spiritual principles, the tools that help me to create more peace, more love, and more happiness. And this, Reverend Karen understands this so beautifully as she wrote a song about it. I don't know if you've heard that song. It's just so powerful. And this was a revelation received by Reverend Dr. James Mellon. I think he was working on a treadmill or something, and it just kind of hit him. The spiritual principles, the tools. I say to my clients, these are the tools that help you to create more peace, more love, and more happiness. Those are the goals. These are the tools. Love only. Forgive. Everything. Boy, is that tough. And remember who you are. Remember the truth of who you are. Again, take a moment. Take a breath. And just imagine what life might be like if from the moment you woke up to the moment you go to sleep, all you do is love. That's it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whomever you're with, you love. Now, I can do a whole hour on that and more, because love doesn't always mean like. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to like everyone. As Reverend James says, sometimes you love highest and furthest. Yeah. Got a few of those in my life. But you love. You love. No room for hate. No room for resentment. No room for desire of revenge or getting even or that kind of thing. It just doesn't exist, because that's uncomfortable stuff. I choose to love. I choose to love today. I choose to love right now. Take a moment and just decide. And notice what it would feel like if you made that choice right now, just to yourself. Today, I choose to love. Love them. Forgive everything. I'm a Latino. That's tough. Because a big part of our culture is that macho, and if you mess with me, I say I'm gonna get you back, man. You don't, I'm saying mess. You don't mess with me. That creates that feeling inside, doesn't it? Carrying the resentment. So many people, so many of my clients come in, and what the real thing is, they've been carrying this resentment for so long. And once they start once they get the permission to let it go, and they learn how, and there's a technique. You have to kind of practice this stuff. And practice certain techniques, including physical techniques. Breathing is a big one. You get to release that. Remember who you are, the truth of who you are, and you are such magnificent and wonderful creatures. Because here's the truth. You are the creative process. You are the creative process. You're doing it now. You're doing it all the time. Recognize it. Make use of it. Get control of it. Become the master of it. You are the creative process. You are the mental equivalent. You are using that power of the mind right here and right now and all the time. And whatever it is you're experiencing, that's your creation. That's you being the mental equivalent. It is the equivalent of what you're thinking. You are the law of attraction, drawing to yourself whatever it is that you're experiencing in that moment. I hope you're having fun. And I hope you're always having fun, because the more fun you have, the more fun you're going to get. I hope it ain't the other thing. You are the law of attraction. And you are the cause and the effect. Right here and right now. Whatever is your life is a result of you as the cause, and it's what you're experiencing as the effect. Because the bottom line is, you are the creator of your reality. You are the creator of your reality. Always reaching higher. Namaste. Need language. I decided I was going to have so much fun today, I even wore my red shoes. This is going to be a fun day. So, Lori, I'm going to hold this space until you come up and take it over. Thank you so much. Thank you. You were right.
Okay, now is the time for giving. Take a moment to join me in appreciation for this community and our philosophy. We know we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and to spare We use this time to open up to the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude. For now, we will not be passing the basket. There's a basket in the back of the sanctuary for your tithing and offerings as you leave the service today. There are many other ways to give. There's the Give Plus app on your smartphone or tablet. There's also a donate button on our website. Again, that's high-desertcsl.org if you choose to go there and do that. You can make an automatic payment come out of that account. You can have it come out automatically of any amount you desire. So please join with me in reading aloud our declaration of affirmational giving, and it's located on the inside of your program on the left. And here we go. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And now Chris will play God is My Source.
God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Peace, peace is my source, peace is my power, peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, Christ gives me everything I need. Joy, joy is my source, joy is my power, joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, joy gives me everything I need. Back to God. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need.
So let's take a moment to bless our gifts today as we recognize the overflowing abundance of life itself, knowing that these gifts go forth touching lives, bringing healing and wholeness to our world. At this time, I'd like to invite the practitioners up, and please, Reverend David, I invite you also to join us, and let's give him a big thank you because he did a great job for us. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer box, request box, is in the garden room under the picture of Ernest Holmes, and our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back side of your program. Please reach out to one of our experienced practitioners for prayer, especially if you are going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you and are available after the service for your spiritual support. And now Frank will come up and do a benediction.
As we go forth into this week, the song comes to my mind, Imagine, by John Lennon. I think that's what we were hearing today when we were talking about your option to choose to be a positive force in word, deed, and action in your personal life, in your family life, in your community. So as we go forth, taking the words of inspiration we have heard today, and maybe the melody of a song, imagine and create a better world. And so it is.
Repeat after me. All is well.
All is well.
Life is good.
Life is good.
And I am blessed.
I am blessed.
Now we have music. Chris. God is